Alright everybody, what's going on? As you can see, I did tack it down, the track, flex track. It's on this outside edge. Might be able to bend it just a little bit more. One thing we need to do is, you see that little gap right there? Yeah. Whoop. So, let's see if I try to get at least a little bit track side. There we go. Alright, as you can see, there's just a little bit of a gap between. You can tell that the Bachmann Easy Track bed, Roadbed is just a little bit thicker than this Woodland Scenic's track bed. So I went to Lowe's, got 3 sheets of these. This is some sort of styrene, and it's, I don't know how thick it is, but we'll see how much. We'll cut it up and then just see how much we need to put under there. You can find it in the garage sale, yard sale, no trespassing sign area. And by the way, though, if you can't find these, you can use those signs. Those are nice to use too, I found out. And then as you can see, I did a little work last night and took off that one track here. I cut this part off. I'm going to leave it like that because of the road. So yeah, I cut it off a little bit. What I'll do is cover it up with some shrubbery and try to make it look like it got overgrown and is a abandoned track now. But I took out that one other track here, cleaned up the scenery and stuff, and then I don't know what we'll do here, but I have some ideas. But we'll get started on the styrene, and hopefully it goes well. Then maybe we'll start on the end scale side of things as well. That's coming up. Alright, so took out the pins for now, except for a few. I tried to do some measurements and then draw out it. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it should work. And then after calculating and slipping some in, looks like 3 to 4 should work. So then I just took one big piece, this piece, drew some out. I'm gonna cut it out and then we'll see how it does. Alright, so what I did next is took some super glue, and glued all these together, layers together. Yes, they are a little bit uneven, so we'll probably just shave a little bit off, but as you can see, it's not too bad. That's almost right how it needs to be. So I'll let the glue dry for a few more minutes and then stick it under there and see how it looks, if we need to do any more layers. Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, take a break from the HO scale and there we go. And start doing some end scale work on this little piece right here. So, we're just going to use throw the blade around. The little blade, phone knife from Woodland Scenic's. Put it together. Okay, here we go. And I just need to get it leveled. Take that out. And let's just start shaving it off. Right about there, it looks like. use the knife the right way, it'd work a lot better. As you can see, this is a very messy part of the jaw. So, what I did is I got it down pretty good. I did bevel the edges of this other one too. I think it kind of looks better. Eventually we'll paint it and all that good stuff. But that should be good, leveled for now. We'll staple this back on. The spring mat's just temporary for protection of the foam. Again, this little loop is not the final, just the only final track. Layout. There's more to come. I just haven't gotten into the software to look and see how I'm going to do it. This is all DC right now, so eventually I want to upgrade to DCC. Doing a little bit of mode like this is going to be hard though. And also for the scenery track, I will be using this. And this will be also part of a national contest. So more on that coming up later. So I'm going to clean up and vacuum this all up, and then we'll start with more of the HO scale. And more end scale will come later. All right, hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek of the work on the end scale. Back to the HO, and what I'm going to do now is take these pins up carefully. Now that the glue has dried, we're just gonna slip our little extra padding underneath to make it higher and see how she does. Alright, looks like this needs to be cut just a little bit. Ooh, this is definitely thicker. Hard to cut. There we go. Alright, so let's see how that does now. Alright. And yeah. Now as you can see, I think that is perfectly good. Let me try to zoom in from this level. Alright, having some technological difficulties. Let's see here. There we go. Zoom on in. And when I push it down and pin it, that's how it's like it's being pinned. You can see that's a lot more leveled. So I think I'm gonna keep that right there. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slip that out for a second, and I'm gonna get the super glue out again. It's been a friend, and we're just gonna put a little bit in the middle here. And carefully, without touching it, I'm gonna slip this under. Feel it hardening, so kind of I'll have to shove a little bit more under there because I didn't quite get it to align right before it started drying. It won't be too bad, I don't think. It's still mostly good. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a couple of these smaller pieces and slip it under this little edge here. I'm gonna cut it first. Dribble glue on it. Stuff. All right, so I made a little bit of a wedge so that I can put right here where it was uneven, and I just need a little tiny bit of it, so it's just barely a spot. Honestly, it might not even be worth putting on through there. The track should be fine, but just for the heck of it, we'll do it just to be safe. All right. Pins right there. Come back and brush. Try to carefully brush a little bit of super glue right underneath there. As long as I don't get the rail, that's fine. Alright. That should be good right there. Now we're gonna make sure there are a few areas that have a couple gaps, like right there between the rail joiner on both ends. So I'll just come by and use a soldering iron for that and put a dripple of solder there. So I'm gonna pin this back down and then we'll see how it goes. So this stuff is thick, styrone's thick enough where, because of the layers, that the temporary holders won't even go into it. So I'm just gonna start nailing it down. So a nice tool that I found on Micromark is a nail driver. It's for small nails. That would definitely come in some use. And let's get them out. I've got some Atlas track nails, so that's what we're going to be using. So we're ready. As you can see, those are tiny nails. Here's my little nail hammer. It has it's like spring loaded, so it pushes down. So let's see how all this goes. Alright, we'll start right here in the middle. Hopefully this works pretty well. That styrene is thicker than I thought. Alright, so I'll have to go to another plan. So I'm going to use a little pin vise first and see if I can get in there, drill-ish a hole. There we go. Yep, that was one. And make sure we got this lined up where I need it. And I think that. So this is working perfectly. Except for when the bit falls out, these are very tiny. There we go. And I'll get the rest of these and then we'll be right back. So there we go. It is done. I did bend a nail right here, so I just tried to push it and bend it more and then re-drill the hole here. And we got all this, so hopefully, I think this feels like it's in place pretty good. So looking pretty good. If we look from the ground side, and of course if my focus will focus, there we go, you can see it looks pretty even. And there'll be a little bit of roadbed for the easy track is lifting up a little bit, but that's not too bad. This train's come through, it needs a little bit of bouncing. And you can see that looks pretty darn good. Alright. So next thing will be to clean her up a little bit, and then like see if we're getting any electricity. So if you see it's all plugged in, Bachman easy command. Maybe one day once this gets a little bit bigger, I'll upgrade to a better one. This one's pretty simple and nice, so I like it. And then I also have a ProSees track voltage tester that comes in handy. One way I also like to test is by the DCC switches. So this is one. Alright, I lined up for the main part. 2, 3 actually is this one. So that's lined up. And 4 is this one, which would go to our new part. Alright, so we'll just start around the track. Obviously, most of it's getting power. That's it. Green there. Green. Green there, so. And then green there. Green there. Alright, so now our new part. Green. Good. Good. And we're just testing around. Good. Alright, so here comes the big test. Flex area. Hey, look at that. Yeah. We're getting some power. So, looks pretty good with the power wise. Again, a little bit of a gap there. So derailment possible. And right there, so I will be using just a little tiny bit of like solder to kind of solder it up, and should be smooth, so hopefully. But I do have a car right here ready to go. Test it on. And it's a little tiny car. And let's just get it lined up on the tracks right. Alright, perfect. You can see it quickly collapse there. Yeah, the tail's not very even. So the tail's not very even, but it's pretty smooth. And it is a little bit downhill, as you can see. Let's see here. Alright. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. Oh yeah, that is pretty smooth actually. So that gap, I might not doing too much to that gap. Alright, so there we go, installed. Next time we'll do some ballasting and maybe a little bit of soldering there, but Actually, it might be pretty well. I don't know. Except for a clippity-clack-clack sound there, which that's actually a kind of cool sound. It might actually not be too bad. So, as I just push the car on there. Yep. And you can see it got derailed somewhere right along here. Which that's been a problem spot too. I'm not sure what I'll do about that. I think it's that place where I soldered a little too much there, as you can see. But anyway, that's all for now for part 3. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. Have a good one and stay safe.